about the emotional content of sex than women are. Look at the reasons men cheat. It's not because they just want to get laid. It's because they want, like, a woman to find them important. Whereas women, when they cheat, they just want to get off.
Well, or else they just want to make a point. When they cheat, a lot of women cheat just to make a point. I can do it. I can fight back. Blah blah blah. But yeah, I know there's a lot of there's a lot of truth to what you just said in the sense that men in some ways, I mean I've had women that I've been that they say they're in love with me, and then we'll be right in the middle of it, and all of a sudden they'll be talking about what's on sale at Walmart or something, and you're like, what the fuck? Don't you know where we are right now? We're participating in something right now. If you didn't notice. And it's like they're off some fucking place else, and you're just saying, well, I don't really want to be serviced. You know what I'm saying? If you're not in the mood, then put the not in the mood sign up. But don't do this thing, where you're you're in the game, but you're really not in the game.
Well, yeah,
So I mean, women
Gary, I was gonna, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but I would absolutely agree with you. And most of the time, the relationships start off like that. They want the guy that's cool and that's hanging out and that's fun to have sex with, and the sex is fucking great. But next thing that you know, they want the guy that not only is the sex great with, they want the guy that's the painter, and they want the guy that's a carpenter and that can fucking, go out into the woods and chop a tree down, and then fucking, come back to him, read him poetry, and then cook him dinner, and fucking, they want fucking, the impossible person. And and that's fact.
What's so
They want the participation. They want to get the ball in.
Oh, it was fascinating. Whatever. Let's just keep talking about women behind Karina's back. It's just like the amazing atheist top 10 bullshits. But whatever. I mean, it is weird. That's all it is. I mean, I'm just still, I just haven't, women are hard to figure out. It's not that I don't want to say they're fickle, but I'm just saying they are just more complicated. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, there's a lot of.
It's not really a matter of figuring them out. It's figuring out what they want.
And you catch them at the wrong moment, and you say the wrong words, and it's like, how the fuck did that happen? I mean, it's like the simplest little things. There's traps everywhere. There's little booby traps, and you're just like, holy shit. I mean, I just didn't know all those. You just don't know when they're set. It's like, when are the traps safe? And you're just like, you just don't know what this. They really do. I mean, over time, they just start inhibiting you so much. I mean, I just feel so inhibited sometimes because it's like. You just don't know what they're going to interpret anything as.
Well, 7 days a month they're going to interpret themselves as a terrorist, but other than that,
But I mean, it's really more complicated to figure out these things if you are a woman than if you are a man. I mean, if you're a man and you say that women are complicated, my God, it's really terrible to be a woman and be that complicated. I mean, when I was in high school and I wasn't having sex yet, I was just so fucking confused because I liked how do I say this? I liked the idea of a penis, of having sex with it, but at the same time, there are all those men attached to those.
Katrina, that is so fucking hot.
Attached. No, seriously, the men attached to the penises were horrible, horrible people. So I don't want to fuck that. And then there were the girls, which I really liked to talk to, and they were fun to hang out with, but I wasn't attracted to them. So I was like, what the fuck am I doing now? It was so confusing.
You just play with.
Have you had a female experience, Chris?
Well,
no, I just kissed a bunch of girls, but no.
I'm supposed to talk about that though. Shh.
And basically, my whole conversation, what I was getting at is that, basically, what a female is going to be looking for, and this is evolutionary-wise, is somebody that's going to be a protector, all these other things. And if you can provide them with like a certain amount of things, the things that you can't provide them with, if somebody else comes along and can provide it with them, it's going to be attractive to them. If you can be, even monetarily a provider, and all these other things, they're going to be looking for those things that you're not going to be able to provide for them. And, whatever. I mean, that's just the nature of things. And I can, completely deal with that because, whatever. But I just don't think that one single guy can be everything to one woman. And if one woman's looking for one guy to be able to do everything, then she's, going to be dissatisfied.
Yeah, I think you're overplaying it a little bit. But I mean, there's so much personality comes into it, culture comes into it, all this other crap. So it gets a lot more complicated about what the definition of a mighty male is, or whatever the alpha thing is, and all that kind of crap. But I think too there's that friend thing. It's just, I think if men and women could be friends easier, I think the whole thing would be a lot easier if they both took pressure off each other. If that was possible, if like somehow you could develop friendships with girls at a younger age, that didn't always get sexualized or didn't get turned into, some sort of drama. But it's just, when you think about how much baggage you go into relationships with just because of the crap that happens to you in relationships, and it does soil the whole thing. I mean, we're both maybe too reactive from our gender positions.
And what I'm basically getting at is it's a very simple thing. If there's a girl that's attracted to you at first, obviously, if you have a relationship and everything's going great, whatever, things normally, stay static for a while and then they change a little bit. There's, the girl might be attracted to, something that you can't provide her for. And if there does come along that can provide that heartily, then that's going to, pique her attention and grasp it for a little while. And even if you can provide her with 3 out of 4 things that she likes, and there's that one person that can provide her with something that you cannot provide her with, it's going to draw her attraction. And I think that is, I think that's biological.
Well, so what? It's not. She's not going. Women aren't that likely to cheat anyway. But whatever. So I mean, it's not as big a deal as. I mean, men are much more vulnerable to that kind of cherry-picking bullshit, so to speak, pun intended, so to speak. I still had a good point. Let me just finish here. I had a good point. I can't remember it, so I guess I'll have to come back to it. Damn it.
Women cheat more than men, by the way. Like, statistically, women cheat way more than men.
Oh, bullshit. I mean, where do you get that kind of crap?
Google it, sir.
Google it, sir. No, I don't need to Google it, sir. Go fuck off. It's moronic.
Are you saying men cheat more than women?
How many men are there that get to fuck, let's say, 1,000 women, versus how many women have fucked 1,000 men? Retard.
I would say that some men can actually be very promiscuous, although not necessarily with women.
You sexy bitch.
Right, exactly. So it doesn't count. We're talking about relationships between men and women, not relationships between me and the guy I fuck.
Well,
okay,
if there is one guy in this room that can relate to women, it's Blackheads.
But he relates from the wrong, I don't want to say the wrong,
from the wrong direction.
Perspective, okay? It's not exactly the right way to relate. It's from the inside out rather than the outside in, if you get my drift.
What's wrong with it, Gary? You said you don't like it? Or what? I don't get it. What?
Why don't you just shut up? I get so sick of your little fucking bullshit. What? I didn't say anything about anything, jackass. Just go away. God, I just hate morons. I had to kick a lot of people tonight.
That's because there's a lot of stupid people, and they need to be removed, correct?